Okay. It's Sunday. You know what time it is. I just want to welcome all of you to our platform. I have here with me Cindy Martin Quay, and we are looking forward to Nikita Roberts. She'll be joining us from Liberia, but we just wanted to come to you to just uh,
Sorry,
oh,
sorry.
something
Mhm.
in the background. Yes, we just want to come to you as we usually do every Sunday. We'll be in your ears talking about trending issues going on in Liberia. So we just want to welcome you to this platform. This is for women. We hope that the women of Liberia, as you watch us, come here to express yourself, to talk about what's going on in our country, and talk about what's the plight of women around the world. But on our screen, you can see Cindy and I will be hosting a uh, annual Legacy of Strength Award. Is a fundraising event. This is going to happen in October of this year, October 18th, 2025. And we are looking to raise money. We'll be inviting and honoring women within our community. And also, we'll be inviting you and telling you more about our program. Um, it is going to be held in Philadelphia. We look forward to all of you supporting us. It is $100 per person to enter, and the money raised will go towards empowering women. We've been in Liberia for on so many occasions and so many events, and we've been supporting individual courses and, in fact, group courses. If you kind of do this, it's easy for you to forget and neglect yourself. So one way we thought that we could support our women and also allies of women in Liberia is to do this fundraising where we can ask our friends and family to support us here. So, you, Cindy, I'm going to just turn it over to you to add your voice to this call to action for people to join us in supporting women in Liberia or women
Great,
causes in Liberia.
great, Doc. I'm glad you brought that up. From the early start, we will, yes. As Doc said, let me say first of all, thank you for being here. I see a few of you are already on. Please share. This is where we come to add our voice to the many voices around as women, as mothers, as sisters, and as your daughters. Okay. To kind of amplify each of our voice to be a part of the conversation and part of the change. Yes, we will be hosting an evening with you. We would love to have you. Let's come together and reason together on the 18th of October in that is the Jersey or Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yes, you're between two states. Yes, in
Yes.
Philadelphia, okay, in Philadelphia, we'll be honoring a few deserving women. And I know there are a lot of women out there that are mover and shaker, and maybe men who also support women, their gender of women, because we want to be inclusive, because there are men out here who advocate religiously for women and men. You have seen us from town to town, from city to city, from village to village. Okay, we want together with you to make more impact. Okay, we as we go along, we'll tell you what this contribution will do, how we can help. Most of you know we go in our own pockets. If there's an emergency at the hospital, if there's a girl in need who parents do not have, um, to go through that and help out of pocket for ourselves. But we want to make bigger, want to have a bigger goal and make a much more impact. If you remember the young lady that she was 3 years old, right? Our razor cut because God could not fit in her when he was trying to force himself on her.
Yes.
We sent Rosa to go to that village in Babalu. When I
Yes.
say Babalu, say can say Babalu, Bano is somewhere in Babalu, okay?
Yes.
So get the grandmother and the child to bring that child to town for niece who are to take it over, and you guys are the 3 days protest, or else that child would never have seen the light of day. If you remember the one little girl who parents took her into the village in the bush in the Makani and said she was a witchcraft and left her for dead. We were also involved in that, and she was brought, although the government gave her back later to the people and she ended up perishing. But we want to be empowered, and for that to happen, It can't just be the two of us. It has to be a collective effort. Change starts with one person, two persons, but it must be collective. That said, please contact Dr. Richardson or contact me. Our numbers are on the flyer. If you need a flyer, we'll send to you individually. I will try to share and tell me, Yacindy, I want to come. Come and bring your idea. How do we come together as women to make the most impact in our community for our children, okay, especially for women and children?
Thank
That
you. Yes, thank you. And on a side note, we're going to have excellent African Liberian music and food. So it's going to be the best that you ever tasted or heard. It's going to be a great fun time, even though we're going to be honoring and acknowledging women. But please come and join us so you can have a wonderful, wonderful time. As I said to you, we are happy to tell you that this program is being broadcast um, in Liberia as we speak in real time. You can find us on Truth FM and on every Sunday at this time. As you know, we were broadcasted in uh, District 7, Nima County, for a long time. And now this is where we are. We are now being broadcasted throughout Liberia. So we just want to be thankful for joining us and thankful for all of the people that are listening to us. We're happy. I would just call a few names here that you join us, and we know that many of you go back and listen to us. Anthony Don is here. He's from Margibi County. Emmanuel Siwon Gaga is also here from Painesville. And then we have Solomon L. Sanders is here. He said there's no current at RIA tonight.
Ooh.
Agnes Barkley Yarn is also here. Salofimi Adams is also here tonight. So again, as you join us, please share the show. Gisini, we are kind of waiting for our correspondent in Liberia a little
She's
bit.
here.
But she's
She's
here.
here.
Okay, then
Nakita is right there. I see her. Yes.
okay, once she
Yes.
comes on, yes, thank
There
you.
she is.
Yes,
Yes. Mhm.
great, great. Can you please open
Yeah.
the flyer down? The flyer is still up.
Okay, you want me to take that down now? Okay,
Yes,
good. Good.
yes, we
Okay,
finished
here we
speaking.
go.
Okay, great. So we can go on with the business of talking about Liberia. Nikita, thank you for joining us. We were waiting for you to actually start the show. We're just having some small talk.
Okay.
Starting with making a few announcements about the upcoming program that we will be hosting in October. This program is geared towards supporting women and women causes in Liberia. So we begin the show by basically, well, how are you doing, by the way? I know we I'm just going on. How you doing, Lakita?
I'm okay. I'm okay. So for those of you who, because we just got in and you guys already started from that side. So for the radio, this is the second thought Liberia. This is where we talk Liberia talk. We tell the Liberian people thing,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So we are here. We come your way every Sunday for 9:15 up to 11:15 or 10:30, whatever. But we are here. It's a 2 hours program. We are Yeah, it's a 2 hour program. We are here. And if you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Second Thought Liberia. This is where you can have the opportunity to call us and air your view. This is a safe space. And Dr. Richardson and Madam Yacindy, it's a pleasure. How are
Thank
you
you.
guys doing? I know you
Absolutely.
guys are, you already started the show before me.
Oh, so
Um,
actually we started a part, that our other audience would be
okay,
interested in. It was just making announcements basically about the upcoming event that this year
okay,
I'll be hosting. It's a fundraising event. So
okay.
we thought that mostly people in the United States would be interested in hearing about that announcement because they can readily come. It's open to everyone. If people from Liberia can come, we appreciate it. But that's what we started. But we didn't quite start yet. Now we can start, as you said, to talk about the Liberian
Okay,
people's business.
okay. Since we're just getting here, can you just run over the activities for the event?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. So today we're going to be talking to you. Obviously, we'll start off just asking my panelists, my colleagues, what's on their mind. and they can speak about events that happened throughout the week, or you can probably share what's on your mind in the feed as well. We're looking, we'll be happy.
Okay.
Maybe you have thoughts that we can, we can probably pick up from. But yes, I'll be asking them what's on their mind. And then we want to talk about the mining issue in Liberia. So there was a important video that was circulating on social media. So we want to talk about that as well. And then we want to talk about the Bill of Information ruling that will be coming up. We have our own thoughts about that. I want you, Nikita, to know your thoughts. Cindy, your thoughts on it. And there's also a video will be played. We have Justice Yo, I believe that's CNN Yo. Uh,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. She has a lot of things to say, but we capture, and it's a very famous video also of her speaking that is circulating on social media. We'll play that and we'll have our views about that as well. And we're going to talk about the president's Lexus that he bought. Okay.
2025 model.
Oh, it's a 2020. Oh, thank you, Nikita. That's why I love that she's here. It's a 2025 model. Okay. It's a 2025 model Lexus. We're going to be talking about that, and we want to also hear your thoughts, your views. At the end of the show, when we're done talking, we're going to leave room for you to call in to also talk about these different things that we mentioned. And you can also, you feel free to type. Just go ahead and be a part of the show. Type in your comments. When I look that way, I may be able to just grab a few thoughts that you said. And then we can rest because we know there's a pending by-election coming on. I think election starts in March 31st. The campaign season starts March 31st, and it goes up until, geez, I had a sticker on my desk here. Well, it goes until April something, 20 something. Where's my sticker? Where did it go? I had a sticker over here that told me exactly when it started and when it ended, but um, yeah. Okay. I know it starts March 31st or something like that. But so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to give you some pros and cons of the different candidates in the race. Your thoughts, and you can tell us how you feel. And then, of course, the callers will be calling in, and that'll be an opportunity for them to express themselves. So I'd like to start actually what's on your mind, you Cindy, and then we'll go to Nikita, and then we'll play that video on the mining issue. Or perhaps you have the same thoughts that I have. What's on our mind?
Quite frankly, that first let me start with Nikita. Nikita, and we're going to bring this over and over. It's good to have a young woman on the show who can add her voice, because this is your generation. This is your responsibility when giving you the stage to stand or place to stand, to kind of be a voice inside the voices, to amplify your voice for the younger generation, not just for the girls, but also for the young boys. That you stay the course, that you model, proper behavior at all times, even when things are difficult. I love, again, I love your voice, and I love that you are here. I love that you're in a field that in Liberia, when I was growing up, you have people like Victoria Raffer, you had a few women who dared to be held down. Hopefully you dare not to. And I think by now you're getting to know me and Dr. Richardson.
Yeah.
We are both. Sometimes we compliment, sometimes we don't. But one thing that we do is we respect one another, and we respect the thought process, the independent thought process that we bring to the table. And so it's good to have you again. It's good that we can join in with you, and hopefully we can make an impact on you, that you can make more impact on other young people. Not to butter you up, but that's who we are. Now that I'm thinking, um, what's on my mind is exactly where you started the conversation with.
Okay,
I
great.
watched that video at least 3 times with the lady, and then the gentleman explaining. We voted because we were promised jobs. We were promised a better life. We are not sure if this is better life. The water is contaminated. Okay. Uh, people do not understand. Maybe we need to play that, then we can give a more perspective.
Yes.
You have to understand, when people mine, okay, it's not just you see the water from the surface, but the water travel through the ground. Okay. it has a long-term impact. You see, your children are being born with deformity, okay? And just many stuff, but I'm gonna stop here. That's the first thing that is on my mind, which is that mining in Liberia. We are seeing many of that. Even we saw a Liberian lady who bought property around the Marshall area where they dug all around her property because they were digging what black sand. I think they halted there for a moment, but we don't do not know what happened. We also, I think it was BRE, that's what it's called, in Grand Bassa County during the first UP leg government. That you remember that? What they call
Yes.
all the trees literally just messed up the whole environment. So
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly what on my mind. Maybe when we see the video, give it some perspective, then we can set the tune. Then just talking.
Absolutely. Thank
What
you. Yeah, yeah. Nikita, you want to tell us what's on your mind? If this, yes.
Okay. So this is what I got on my mind. This is what I've been thinking about
Mm-hmm.
over the weekend. It was
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday when the criminal court E uh released a Catholic priest by the name Daniel George, who has been in prison for 6 months uh, on allegation of rape. He was accused of raping a 16 years old girl around the Oro area. The Oro area he was accused, but then this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He has been there for 6 months, and criminal court E has to release him this on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
citing that the complainant, that's the mother in question who reported this case, failed to provide evidence. He's a Catholic priest, though, a Catholic priest from the Christ the King Catholic Church. So my thing here has been, why is it that this woman in question reported this alleged rape case, and then she just abandoned it. She didn't go forward to say, okay, I'm going to make sure my daughter gets justice and what have you. She just reported it and just stood aside and watched everything until the criminal court E has to um just let the priest walk scot free. But again, the case, according to the court, is that it can be reopened anytime. But for now, since she's not going forward to provide evidence against him, they have to let him go. So that have been bubbling on my mind for some time. I'd be like, because what normally happen here is more like pressure for me. I think she's pressure by probably the church, family, and people be like, oh, you kind of bring the you want to bring the priest to public disrepute and what have you. Just step aside. That's I've been having a lot of thoughts surrounding it. Of what really is the issue that she had to go all out, get the kids in the court, and just choose not to go for it.
Yes. Yes, let me just touch on that briefly as we get the mining tape ready for you, audience. We want you to watch it and then we will make our comments about it. And okay, like I
Yeah.
said, please share our show and feel free to comment as well about the mining situation. But Nikita, you're so right. I just heard this story about the Catholic priest.
Yeah.
Um, and we wonder why the mother didn't press on,
Yeah.
didn't carry on. But on the other hand, I can understand why she didn't carry on. In
Okay.
our country, a lot of times, if you don't have the support to carry out your legal case and support financially, support morally, support legally, it's difficult. If you have someone who has more money than you and has more prestige in society, it's not uncommon for them to get away with these kind of cases. And a lot of times we women, we've been left behind because that's how society is built. But we saw the case with, remember that young lady, and you see what talking
Lord,
about her.
Lord,
The
Jessica Lloyd.
my
Jessica
Lord,
Lord, yes.
exactly. Thank you. We saw the case where the guy won the case and packed up his bag and came to the United States. Okay, and it was a legal maneuvering where people said that, oh, her case wasn't strong, or her lawyers were bought, or what have you. So this is not uncommon in the country, and this is why we women have to come together and stand. So I agree with you. I side with you. I resonate with you. Um, Wondering what's going on. Why did the mother didn't press on? And that's an excellent
Seriously.
question.
So,
Yeah.
so
Go
that
ahead. Yes.
before I play the tape, I want to add though.
Mm-hmm.
In the word over, when a crime is committed against a minor, okay, or another citizen, it becomes the state because
It's still,
the
yes.
report the report has been made. The mother did what she's supposed to have done. It was left with the state to do the investigation. If a state that is for the people, by the people,
Yeah.
okay, that really believe in justice and accountability. It was their duty to do the investigation, and they found merit in the case. You can't just grab people and put them in the jail. If you put them in jail, that means you found merit in the case to
Yeah.
prosecute the case. Now they were supposed to assign a lawyer to the mother of the for the child for begin with. The government then becomes the mouthpiece of the child. So for us, and I guess culturally speaking, that's what happened in Liberia. But in the word over, that's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. And like Doc said, maybe the mother does not have money. Maybe this guy is a pastor or bishop, Catholic. These are people with money, prestige, power, and he's supposed to be going against the government, not against the mother, not against the family, because he he raped that's statutory rape a child. Yeah,
Allege. Hmm.
okay, allegedly, but and put it in jail for 6 months, and it didn't do
This
nothing.
month,
The justice
nothing.
system itself is not working. But this is ready to go, and maybe other people can call in later. And how you call it, Doc? Let me play this really quickly. Then you
Sure.
can. It.
Okay.
I
Thank you. So
Liberia
this
is
is about the mining. I'm sorry, we have to transition to the mining tape.
yes.
Let's listen to what she has to say, and we'll have our thoughts about it.
Mani wo ba we. Ni da jogi alefi no wo one ba sa kanti. Yes ke wo.
It's breaking up, or you send it?
It's
I know what's
breaking
going
up.
on.
They're playing you.
Here. They say the king don't help us, but the king don't help.
Net-
Now you, Doc, is playing clearly to me.
Okay. Never mind. I know what's going on. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of the washing area. The entire time is used to wash clothes.
It's still breaking.
Yeah, it
I
is.
can hear you clear though. That you guys, you know what I mean? I can hear you. No breaking in for me.
Probably the network.
Mhm.
My name is Addison Joshua. I live my heart, District 1 Grand Pastor County. This company came to us as a mining company. But before they came, we've been watching the company on a strain that they are not real company. They are not good. So when they came, the same individual we saw in the camera, on a photo, we saw the same individual. And then we told our people that this company, we got to be very careful with them.
That I think it'll be better. You just explain the video.
Okay. Yes.
That is
Yes.
breaking.
Y'all can hear it?
No, it's breaking
It's
up.
breaking.
I don't
Yes.
know. Okay, let me listen to it. Let me mute myself. Listen.
So actually, when the
They're
people
not,
came
they're
to
not
us,
breaking on my end. Hold on.
they were going to give us safe drinking water. Before they work on our creek, they were going to give us safe drinking water. Yes, we agree. Since that time,
It's still breaking.
Yes. Let's just go to the conversation about.
all our drinking water. They using mercury on the water, the first class mercury. The time is up.
Yes.
Okay, it is breaking up. I don't know why.
Yes, and we apologize if you're following us. We apologize, but let me just let me just talk about the video a little bit on here. So we're looking at Grand Bassa County, District 1, as was reported in the video, and they are telling us that a Chinese company came in. All right, there's a specific name of this Chinese company that was on the video, but I'm going to hold that for now. Um,
Okay.
and they came in and destroy the entire environment. Okay, they had all of these big, heavy machines that they were gold mining, basically, and there were many, many destruction from the livelihood of the people to the environment. The guy was telling us to put mercury in
That can you hold on for a second? Can I play it without the tune and you can narrate as it's going so they can see some of the visual?
I'm not sure. I'm not
It,
sure how.
it, it can play without the voice as she talk, just to look
Okay,
at the environment.
okay, sure, go
Okay,
ahead.
all right. Go ahead. You be talking. I'm just gonna read
So
it.
this is what this guy was telling us. If you can see that we started off the video started with this lady who was talking about the water. And when usually companies come into Liberia, we expect them to provide improvement, development in our country, and that didn't happen. So rather, the community regressed. It didn't bring any kind of improvement. The water was damaged, the community damaged, the social order of the community was damaged, the people farming was damaged, the environment was damaged, and you can see people they're concerned. They're talking. And if you can look at the video and see, these people are expressing their concern about what are they gaining from this gold company that is in their community. And look at exactly, this is where we see the water. This is their drinking water.
Wow. It's
This
bad.
is the water that was that mercury, a deadly mineral. Okay, a deadly chemical was put in the water, and it's all through the water, the sand, the food. And see that area. It looks it's a big area, but when chemical has seeped through, exactly. Look at it. The chemical has seeped through um the land, making it very, very deadly for them. They talk about these illnesses that are happening in the town, in the area. Women getting skin diseases. That's what happens when you have mercury going on. Kidney problems, lung problems, and all of these interesting medical illnesses that they are experiencing in the area. But yeah, we wanted you to just be aware. As you can see, this is going on and on and on. This is what happens. Can Liberia go to China and do this? This is one question that I have, but I want to hear your thoughts about this, you Cindy, and then Akita. I want to hear your thoughts now that you guys have seen the video.
Okay. Well, let's start with Nikita. She lives in Liberia. I live here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the video was actually taken part of Grand Bassa, right?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
Right.
Yes. District
yeah,
one.
District 1, Grand Bassa County. I've not really been to that part, but I can see from the video that it looks really bad. Imagine with the color of the water, people have to, and from the video, I see a lady there trying to wash, and I mean, they're getting the water, using it. It's not like the chemical is in the water and they have other options looking out for the streams and other areas. They go there and they are making use of things there. They are taking the water to take bath. With that kind of water, you will really experience a skin disease, and it's bad. It is bad. But again, we blame national government for that, because if a company is going out or sign a concession agreement with your government, the government should be there to set policies that whatever they're going to do there will promote or um, impact the life of community dwellers there positively. And they should be the one looking out for those kind of things. They should be the one going out there. Even if the person starts, let's just say the company started and everything was going well and thanking you, because normally these are things that reports will come up, people will talk. They got authorities there that will give feedback. But times that people just choose to play a blind eye to some of these serious issues, and it's not healthy. You can't have somebody drinking that kind of water or even using it to take bath. It's not safe.
Yes. Thank you, Nikita. Point well taken. You Cindy, do you want to add your thoughts? And then I'll add my thoughts before we
I,
move on to
I,
the
I
next
think I
topic.
think that you add a very you ask a very important question, and that question was, can Liberians go to China or anywhere in the world for that matter and do this in a country? That would be heavy no.
It is not possible.
Okay. The reason being is China. China put the best among them at the table to negotiate. Okay. China came from World War II to become a superpower just in the last 40 some more years. You think about that. Okay. It's based on their ingenuity, all right, specialization, um, patriotism, uh, putting the country first and putting the people first to some degree. So no, it cannot happen in China. All right. So this what you're looking at, like Nikita just said, it reminds me of myself when we were little. Our drinking water was, remember that place we can park just before you get to Saint Pierre? That where
Yeah.
we used to go take water. You have to wake up right in the morning to go while the water is still settled. And, push it aside, move all the little insects that were flying to bring it home. That's how, I mean, it's by the grace of God that we survive. All right. If what I know now, I can't do it, but I didn't know them. So that's part of being innocent. Now, that's the same water we used to go get to wash our clothes. So that's exactly what is happening right now in Grand Bassa County. That's the survivor. It's not just the water. Look at the environment. I mean, it's like to heaven with all of you. We're going to do this and no one will ask a question. The whole place is muddy. The trees are being cut down. And the thing is, I would say, like the American Indians say here, there will come a time that the leaders of Liberia will actually borrow money and eat it. Because number one, you're destroying the environment, not just the water. Sooner or later, you're going to have the hot winds that people who got their zinc will be coming off their houses. There will be nothing to protect the environment. The air will be deplorable and people will start dying. So that to that question, no, it can't happen in China because China will not bring the West of them to negotiate. They will not bring the West of them to lead them. They will bring the best of them to lead them. That's the way it happens.
Absolutely. And my few thoughts before we move on to our next topic. You know, you said something so right. Yeah, Cindy, and also Nikita. Um, Liberians can't go anywhere in the world, or anybody, any other nationality for that matter, will not go to China and destroy the environment like that. But who can we blame? Who
The
can we
government,
hold responsible?
the
You know,
policy makers.
yes, the policymakers, and mainly, you know, I sat down and processed this a little bit, and I thought about lands and mines.
Yeah.
They are the issuing body that gave a license. And to me, when you issue a license, when the state, I'm a licensed psychologist in the United States, but the state monitors my affairs.
Yep.
Exactly.
And how they do that is I have every other year or so have to apply for this license. My license is not for eternity. I have to apply, and in that application process, they ask me, you know, about my legal and moral and all kinds of standards, and they have all rights to come and check on me and inquire from me what they need to know. Why is lands and mines not going to go and monitor that area to make sure that the lives of our people are not in danger, that mercury is not seeping through our land? So that was the first agency. I talked about EPA. Isn't EPA supposed to protect our? Isn't it environmental protection agency? If I'm correct,
There you go. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So if we're in a place where people are getting sick, our water are getting poisoned with mercury, you know, the farms, cassava farms of the people are being destroyed. Isn't it, shouldn't EPA be asking a question? You know, I thought about the Ministry of Health. You know, we could go into all of these government agencies that have been, you know, provided
They are
down the
charged.
line.
yeah, they're charged with the responsibility to oversee those things. They are the
Correct.
ones. They are the ones to be blamed.
Yes.
Yeah,
And this video is not isolated. This video is why it's circulated. So the minute they saw this video, because that's one of the ways that we Liberian we are talking on social media now, okay, and we are talking about that issue now on this show, they should be spotting these things. There should be a task force going out to Grand Paso by now, or they have already
seriously.
done it, you know, to protect
Seriously.
our people. So I mean, we know that number one, the water is not safe, and the kiddo said that's not safe drinking water. We know
Not
that the people farms have been destroyed. We know that they practice cash violence, because I heard one of the men said that they gave them $65 for for their farms, to hush them off, or to accept, because of them destroying them. $65 for somebody hard work,
the,
playing quesada, smarting. That's not thinking like that. Okay,
because
we know.
because they don't have people to talk for them. They're not even supposed to be going in to be making bargaining agreement with those people. They're supposed to have government agency there telling them that this is what needs to be done. But
Exactly.
again, yeah. But again, Doug and says Cindy, the thing here is this. On the point, what would I? All right. When it comes to the issue of supervising or overseeing, like Dr. Cindy said, I think it's more like the. I'm
Definitely
flipping
go
it,
ahead.
Doctor
She's,
Quick.
she's getting there. She's gonna claim it. Okay, she's
Yeah,
getting there.
I'm getting there.
Yes, she's claiming
Okay. All
it.
right. All right. So it's more like there have been a lot of complaints, and we can see it, right? It's glaring that the government is more like it's centralized instead of decentralized, instead of it being decentralized. So people focus on area that they can reach, Monrovia and its environs. They'll hard to reach areas. You don't see governments, authorities really going there. The government is just centralized one way or the other. I think that's how I want to term it, because all of those areas, if you are there doing your check and balancing, you are monitoring them, then you know exactly what's going on. But at times, the people in front of it will just sit in Monrovia and say, when time to read, I mean, when the time gets ready for them to get their check, they just say, okay, send my money. The highest like,
No, it shouldn't be.
Ah,
It
that's
should
how
not
it like.
be.
People just say, okay, my agent will come to so place to pick the money or go do the deposit, and you don't even know what's happening on ground.
No.
There's no
mm-mm.
oversight. People
Yes.
just sit in Monrovia and run the federal ministry agency from Monrovia
Yeah.
and those other areas that are able to get quick. But imagine the video we saw is from Grand Bassa District 1, right?
Yes, that's what I heard on the tape.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, District
who's the lawmaker there?
District 1 lawmakers should be, I'm going to get a name before we end the
Yes.
show. I'm going to call the
Yes.
name of the lawmaker, but I want to be exact. But
Yes.
that's District 1. And
Mm-hmm.
that is deep. It's not just on the surface. You have to travel to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to travel. So that's one reason people don't want to move. They just want to get the work and sit in their offices, turn around. Even a few agents a thing that's supposed to be going there to do the check and balancing. When you go there one, two time, you get your own check from there. You come down, you come back and get a report that you want to give. And how you just like,
I know you're not done yet.
Yesenia, go ahead. Talk about it. Let me take care of something here.
Okay. You still wanted to continue with I think the key there. I think democracy does not flourish if the people do not know the right and responsibility. Just as when we started the conversation, we started with the lady who 17 or 16-year-old were allegedly raped.
yeah,
The man was in jail, and
yeah,
people are asking why the mother had not pushed. The mother reported to the law. It was the responsibility of the law to deliver justice for the family,
yeah,
especially for the little girl. Okay. But justice failed her because they're anticipating that the mom is going to go. Maybe we've had, Doc and I had a child, I think it was 2018, 2019, or 17-year-old who somebody will harass him and went to the police station, that very time, the second police station, to lay complaint, and she was raped in the police station. And then when she went to the to go and when her parents took her to the hospital said they could not test her until the mom come up with $20. This is
Wow.
2018, 2019. So we came out with $20. Then after that, the community started bullying the girl. We
Stigma.
have to pay
Yeah.
for the girl to relocate to somewhere else. Then we had another one on Crown Hill. The woman was for CDC. I think her daughter was like 15. She was selling milk candy or some candy. And the man grabbed her and said, come to me, buy your product, took all of her product with her. When we
Wow.
came to talk about it, what happened? The guy that was voted out, district, is it District 7? What name? George, Solomon George.
Solomon
And the
George.
very Akaras grade went to the woman and said, you will make our government look bad. So they took the little girl, they said they carried the little girl to halfway her house. All right. We could never talk to her after we collected money for her to relocate her. So it has to do with the leadership. The leadership must have the people in mind. The leadership must prioritize the people and the law. The law should be the law. In this case, the law does not work for the people, that it works for those who are in charge and those who are getting their cut and to heaven with the rest of the nation. That's where I see.
Yes, and if my research that I just promptly did serve me right, Grand Bassa County
It's
District,
Asset Bunny. Isn't
Asset
it?
Bani from the
Yeah.
MPC
Yeah.
party,
The
uh,
empathy.
Grand Bassa District number 2
Just a,
is, yeah, I'm just giving all of their
okay.
lawmakers because this is not just a District 1 concern.
I mean,
Uh,
it's happening all over, especially
exactly.
those areas that got mines.
Yes.
Those counties
So
with mines. Yeah.
they should all come together, uh, the caucus of Grand Bassa County, including the senators, and find out what is going on.
Yep.
You know, the water seeps through, mercury seeps through the soil. It doesn't just stop in District 1.
In District
So,
1. Yeah, that.
yes. So please, we are calling your attention to this matter, and please definitely address it. And then please feel free to call in and talk about it as well. Hold your lawmakers responsible. But if we had a responsible government, which we are praying for, a government that will address the issues of the people, we wouldn't have all of this. I mean, it wouldn't be to this extent, to this level where things just go on and on. So again, I just want to just bring that to the attention of the lawmakers, the policymakers, the stakeholders of our country.
Okay.
But if you just join us, I just want to tell you thank you. Please share the show. Those of you who are listening to the show, thank you for joining us. So we are in your ears. Thank you for allowing us to be in your ears at this time of the evening in Liberia. I believe it's night or evening in Liberia, right?
Night. It's night
Night,
here.
at this time of the night, it's evening here. Okay, we're going to go on to our next topic, Cindy. We're expecting the Bill of Information ruling to come out. It should be coming out in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks. As you can recall, I want to make fun of it, but this is very deadly. It's deadly serious, we, for the first time in our country, have a divided House of Representatives. We have a
So
purported speaker, okay, Speaker Richard Cohen, and we have a Speaker Fonati Kofa.
Bonati Kofa. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And we've been having some issues as to how laws and rules will be passed in our country. And our country have been held at a standstill. Our country have not looked very well internationally because when you put on the news or you Google, one of the things that you see is a divided House of Representatives that led to even the burning of
Of
the
the
Capitol
the
building.
Joint Chamber of the Capital.
Thank you, Nakeda. Thank you. And so, yeah, we are. We are expecting this ruling to come out, but we did have a hearing of this Bill of Information. And then just to give you a background, one group is saying, the group that I like to call, and they don't like me when I say this, but that's how I feel. They say a lot of things. They are called the anti-law establishment, in my opinion. And then we have another group, some people have branded them as the rule of law caucus in the rule of law body. So we have the rule of law body, and then we have the anti-rule of law establishment in the country. And these two groups have been going back and forth as to who who's the ruler of the House of Representatives, and that's where we are. And nothing can get done in our country because we don't have a united uh, House of Representatives. So let me just, Nikita, you want to take us, take your thoughts on this, and then I'll also will circle back to you, Cindy. Let's get her thoughts before we play the video.
Okay, so the issue of the crisis at the national legislature is something that we've talked about it before, but again, we just have to talk about it because it's something that it just keeps, I mean, it needs to be talked about because we see in recent time, ECOWAS delegation came, and again, the same thing happened on who to recognize as the Speaker of the House when the delegation came. The other, I don't want to label them, but one is majority, one is minority, as they say. So one group felt that the delegation should have done business with them, and then instead of that, the delegation uh, recognized one person, and the other group felt disenchanted. So again, the imports, the legislative imports, this is something that the government, for me personally, I think they're not taking it seriously as they should, because with on the international scene, we cannot have a country with two speakers. We cannot have a country with two speakers. That even international folks will come and be struggling on who to make business with. You be confusing the people.
Mm-hmm.
ECOWAS
Absolutely.
delegation went to the other person felt disenchanted. Okay, I'm the speaker, you're supposed to come to me. You shouldn't go do business with the other person. And I think the government, the judiciary, and all relevant authorities, they need to come together. Specifically, I think this case is more like something that the judiciary should be able to settle.
Yes.
Yeah, because the legislative, quote unquote, have been accused of taking side. So only the judiciary now can come in and do what they're supposed to do. And we
Yes.
look up to them.
Yes. So the executive actually, you see before come to you, just the executive um, have been accused of taking sides
Taking
because
side,
of
yeah.
how they are operating. One, the snuff Fonati Kofa, at one of the events that happened on the grounds of the Capitol building. You could tell it was vivid. You could tell that the presidents of our country didn't want to deal with Fonati Kofa. Two, we also saw that where they send the budget.
Yeah.
They really go back and say, I want to make sure that we have a united a group. Some people can say this budget was passed in no time. Okay.
Okay,
And
yeah.
three, when I hear a speaker say, I'm a regime speaker, I'm a regime speaker, okay, that tells me that that person is speaking on behalf of the executive branch. Therefore, the executive branch have taken sides. You go ahead, your thoughts on it, and then we just lost Nikita. Hopefully, she took a break. She went in the back for a second.
Yeah, she had device issue.
Okay.
The thing with the bill of information is, I know a lot of people have been asking, why can the judiciary just come out, and other people have been saying the judiciary is overreaching. That is not a true statement. The judiciary is the only one who can decide what is legal and illegal. People must understand that the lawmaker don't make law for themselves; they make law for the nation, and the laws that they make must stay within the confines of the Constitution. If the law that they make goes outside of the Constitution, it is the judicial responsibility to deem it unconstitutional, meaning it's not a law. So even if they pass a law and say this is our law, and the judiciary, which is the Supreme Court, tell them they're not law because based on the Constitution, they're not law. But we have already seen the chaos in the country. It's really sad. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I also hear some Liberian people. In fact, the other day, I think it was the very Richard Kuhn, who is refusing to meet with the ECOWAS.
Mm-hmm.
People, you don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
We can't, and I'm gonna say that I never thought I would say this.
Mm-hmm.
Baka Master once said Liberians are not people to die for. Sadly, that particular statement have been haunting me for the past couple of months. All right? Liberians are not people to die for. Ecuador died for us. Nigerians died for us. Sierra Leoneans died for us. Guineans. In fact, I was at the airport when the Guinea Ecuador plane crashed right at Springfield and burned down. Ghanaians died for us. Senegalese died for us. Ivorians died for us. For you to say they are coming to you to stop you. And at the time we were killing one another. To say, no, they should not intervene. ECOWAS is like our own big brother coming together, our own elder to talk to us. Those were the people who put their life on the line. I don't know about Kun, but I want finally for this bill of information to come. And let me say to Funani Kofa, and I will continue saying, Funani Kofa is not my guy, but on this issue, he's my guy. Because that we cannot continue to go back and forth every leadership, okay? Because this is not the first time. This is not the second time. If it does not stop now, it will happen again. And I'm glad that he's standing up. I'm waiting to hear. You want us to play this video, right? I'm sorry,
Yes.
reminding me. Let me play this video.
Yes, let's play this video.
Reminding me.
So,
I'm doing something.
so can you tell them about the video? Look, this is a video of Justice, the Chief Justice, Sienna Yo. She's basically ruling or having a conversation. Actually, I shouldn't say ruling. She's having a conversation. She's actually questioning what it means to be a minority or majority Black. The rule says that you have to compel those who don't want to go to session, and that's what she's talking about. So please play the video.
Okay, 1 second. So for me, that this is tyranny of the majority, okay? Even with the majority, the law requires that the minorities are protected, right? The law requires that. So let me see. This is she. Is this she? Let me see. It was just 2 minutes. There she is. Hold on.
Okay.
Hopefully it does not skip today.
Yes.
Hopefully it does not skip.
Yes. From you, huh? You hear it clearly?
I can hear error. I don't know why you don't.
Audience, are you guys able to hear and see it clearly? Can
I
you
can
give
hear error. Please give a thumbs up. I don't know what's going on with this computer. Hold on.
Upset at the time of that petition. At the time of that petition, we were clearly said in the instant case, the legislature not having the thing and the
Can you hear it?
to
just
ensure
a little bit clearer? Gibbs is not clear. Is there anybody who is not clear for? Just want to get a consensus. If you would just
for the legislature what they should do for themselves. This is what we said. So what if you go now and just it and just it and let's speak up and there was already a legislator speak up when this was spoken.
yeah, let's stop it. Let's stop it and talk about it. Yeah, somebody it's not clear. That's what Rogers.
Yeah,
Gibson
it is loud. It's just loud and noisy.
Yes. So hopefully we'll be able to. I apologize for that, but if you are listening, you know that the bill of information is been written. The ruling is expected to come down.
Right.
In the next couple of days, in the next couple of months, and we try to give you a history of the bill up. There's a question as to who is the legitimate speaker of the House of Representatives. We know that Speaker Fanati Kufuor took the anti-rule of law establishment that is held by Richard Cohn to court, asking the uh, Supreme Court to again interpret the law, because we got an interpretation from Asqua Twe, who is the Minister of Justice for the Unity Party government, and his interpretation was, to me, completely different from what the Supreme Court say. And so then it's the Rule of Law Caucus, and headed by the legitimate elected speaker, Fanati Kofa, went to the Supreme Court. And we are hearing Justice Sienna asking, she had never seen something about majority in the rule of law nor in the Constitution. She never saw anywhere in the rule of law that is in the handbook of the House of Representatives that says if you cannot get the speaker that you want, you can just go and form a renegade group and, and elect your own speaker and begin to do business. That's not in the handbook. It says that you have to compel the minority, the people, to come to session. All right, that's what the rule says. And the rule says that you need 49 members of the House of Representatives to remove a speaker. And once you do that legitimately, then you will have a legitimate speaker. So she was trying to me, I don't know how she's going to rule. I don't know how they will eventually rule, but those were the things that I heard her asking questions about, the majority and the minority, where this language came from. She doesn't even know. You see, you want to go ahead and add your thoughts to what I said?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where she's headed here. In Liberia, everyone is a specialist in everything. I have never, my lifetime, I'm almost 60 years old, heard about where this is a hostile takeover, where you go and get a group of people and say majority. The Constitution is clear. Okay, it said 49. Okay, you need to have 49. If you have not gotten 49, then you don't have, the Lord is not on your side. It's as simple as that. So as you call them, renegade group. And folks, the things that we fought against yesterday, Liberian people, not because it benefits us today that we must support it. It is wrong. But I'm watching to see where the ruling will be, because for me, it's the tyranny of the majority. What they're doing is they're actually watering down our Constitution. And I want to see the final judgment. But all of the people who are in Liberia, in my opinion, this is wrong. Okay. If we don't stop it now, it will continue. And that, I also think the lawmakers have not done their jobs. I don't know when do they do their job. Okay. The first time this happened with Alex Tyler, right? They needed to go ahead and write an amendment.
Correct.
Okay. That's their job. The reason you have amendment, because you have never traveled that path. Once you travel a path, okay, it becomes the prerogative of the lawmaker to write an amendment so these things does not repeat itself. That's what we call refund. But by the time you talk, they say, but it happened yesterday. So when it happened yesterday, Snow didn't do anything. He gave in. Tyler gave in. But Fernando Kofa is a lawyer. He's not giving in. So then where do we go? These people have held our country hostage for more than 6 months now, and spending our money while our sisters are dying, while our little children are in the streets selling, while schools have no chairs, while kids are sitting down on mud block to go to school.
Absolutely.
So, but it is also the responsibility of the Liberian people to stand up. Now, when you stand up, the same people to beat you up, to put you in jail. So those are my thoughts. That I want to see where this ends.
Absolutely. You raised a good question before Nikita comes in. That an amendment. I think this is what also, if I'm understanding and reading the Chief Justice right, she said there was supposed to be an amendment to define what does it mean to compel members to attend sessions, minority members to attend session. What does it mean? And that should have been clarified, because you can't just say, okay, I'm going to compel you to attend session. Then so what happens if you don't attend? What are the consequences? The consequences does not mean that you should go form your own renegade group, and form your own speaker. That was not what the rule of law intended to state, in order to maintain peace and harmony within our country. So, Nikita, I want you to come on this, and then we can close on this subject and move on to our next topic, which is the president's new Lexus
Okay.
25 model.
Okay, like I said earlier, this topic is something that we've been talking about. So I really don't have anything different to say now, aside from the fact that we hope to get the final ruling from the Supreme Court on this matter so that the country can progress. So quickly, I'd like to read this media advisory from the National Election Commission on
Mhm.
the election. Okay. This says NEC Liberia to declare political campaign open in Nimba County senatorial by-election. The National Election Commission of Liberia is expected tomorrow, Monday, March 31st, 2025, to officially declare political campaign open in the ensuring Nimba County senatorial by-election. ADC chairperson David Brown Lassanan is presently in Tapeta, Nimba County, as head of a team from the commission to make the announcement. Already, all preparation leading to the conduct of the April 22nd, 2025 senatorial by-election are progressing according to plans. This is an update from the National Election Commission. So the chairperson of the commission, Derrida Balasanan, according to their media adversary, is currently in Nima County, in Tapeta.
Yes, thank you for that announcement. I hope you're listening. So, campaign is supposed to start tomorrow. That is the
Yeah.
last thing that we'll be talking about on our agenda. But just to leave you with a few questions about the Bill of Information. So, what happens if the Chief Justice asks that we should go to the anti-status quo, which is that the entire body needs to come under the speakership of Funati Kofa? What happens is the anti-rule of law people going to follow that rule, and what if they do not follow her ruling? What if they get there and who are they going to continue to fall under the leadership of Funati Kofa? Is he going to continue to want to serve as speaker? And what if he doesn't? What if he says that I do not want to be speaker? Do we have players like the representative Musa Billy, who is poised or seems to be working with the rule of law caucus? Is he going to step up and become a part of the voting candidates in the House of Representatives? So those are all the questions that I have in my head about what's going to happen next with the House of Representatives. I hope that they do what is in the best interest of the Liberian people, and we look forward to discussing that information or that story in the future. So, Yesenia, you want to add any more before we go now on to?
Uh, no, Doc. Let's
Okay.
continue. Thank you.
Okay, so now we want to go on to this is it's humorous to me and it's funny to me, but it's a serious topic that Liberians need to pay attention to. So we woke up a couple of days ago and we saw that our President Joseph Yuma Boka, has a new wheelbarrow in the country. I say a new wheelbarrow because he told the Liberian people that he could come to work. It didn't matter what he drove, and this was in the heat of the moment when we're talking about people buying expensive cars, luxurious cars in the country. And he said it didn't matter to him; he could come to work in a wheelbarrow. Okay. Um, yes. And now we see our president has a new car, which is a Lexus 2025 model. You see it on our screen there. This is what the president presented to us in the past few days. Now, some people they're saying, well, the president deserves a new car. He's the president of the country after all. And other people are saying, no, we have other dire needs in the country that the president should not be buying a new car, a 2025 model Lexus. So let me hear your voice on this, ladies.
Doc, hold on one second. I like to play this tip.
Mhm.
This is Pape Boaka.
Yes.
Hopefully you can hear it.
History on the 14th of November. That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct the mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people. This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team, which is a rescue one on number one, and save Liberia from the drugs in the street, unemployment, and lack of food and medicine. My fellow Liberians, togetherness. This is Joe Borkai. Together we can make history on the 14th of November.
Doc, you can hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, no, he does not deserve a car. No, he does not. He does not deserve a $400,000 car. This is a guy that everybody was in the street advocating for him. You know what that said? He has separated himself from the very masses that he said he was coming to save. He has separated himself from the very people who he said people were dishonest to. So that also means he himself is very dishonest. He was being dishonest when he said he was coming to rectify the mistakes that they made 6 years ago. Okay. You can't, right now, every nation around the world, every nation is cutting back. Ghana have gone and reduced their agencies, their ministries. Okay. The European, who are independent nations with airlines, with jobs, with institutions, are cutting back. Mexico are erecting her border and trying to do how they can help their economy, okay, and negotiating. Black people all around the world are trying to see how they can take care of their people. Let me explain to you something what a president is like, maybe most of you. And you know the deception, okay, with Liberian people. Me, that was where he didn't come this time. The Josiah Joker, the George Lobo, you have been plenty of them. We were the very one who in 2019, in March, show up to Nancy Pelosi office and talked about the wastefulness of Liberia government. We are government. You are in position today, okay? And you're wasting money. What a role for it. To begin with that, we told the motorbike rider they must get a reflective jacket. They should get a helmet. They should get fire extinguisher so they can be able to drive in the street. This motorbike rider issue, they're not 2 years issue, they're not 3 year issue, they're not 5 year issue. Why have you not created a path, an alternative for them to drive on? Why are we still on the sea road? We got this kind of money. These people are using millions of dollars to buy themselves. So then that's the question I begs and answer though. Why did they fire Ami Moda?
Seriously.
Why did you fire what your
Squawk Coco.
Rosalita Coco Dennis.
Why did you fire Suwa Coco Dennis?
Mhm.
This is a walking contradiction. Okay? And and I'm gonna stop here. Maybe we can come back again. But that is disgusting. That's dishonesty.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Yasini. Nakeda, your thoughts on this matter?
My thought on this matter would be the act of dishonesty, as Madam Yasini just said. I don't think in our little man understanding would say, okay, if the president doesn't ride a 2025 Lexus vehicle, will I be robbed? if he doesn't if he doesn't ride that car, will I be robbed? That's just it. But when you look at it on the other hand, if children are not in school, If people needs are not attended to, there will be chaos in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
mean, he got his convoy, he got cars. So in economic, he got something called the scale of preference. Car is not the first thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think car is the most important thing here. For the country, like CSCC just said, we are battling with the slash of USAID fundings at this time. So how can you be spending over 400,000
Mm-hmm.
United States dollars on car and going out there to rally support and tell people that your country is in dire need of assistance? Who's going to be doing that? I think it's not right. It doesn't send a good image out for the country because it's just more like the thing that normally people say. For me, I've not experienced it. Let me say people say that some Liberians, when they are in America, they turn to live a better life. They want to live a better life past the people who are actually American citizens. They tend to live all of the best lives. Yeah, they want to live their best, right? Because you cannot be putting yourself in a position of a hustler. You going out to beg people, say, "Okay, I need help," and you
Yeah.
be in the finest of suits. The person you going back in slipper, but you not going back. You got coat suit on. You got the best makeup.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
the best makeup,
Mm-hmm.
looking good, and going back somebody who's in slipper. I mean, the people will look at you and be like, "That person got everything.
Yes.
They don't need anything." I think
Yes.
that's what it shows.
Thank you.
Liberia at this point in time, we should be thinking about rallying support. Like in recent time, the Monrovia Consolidated School System.
Yes.
There were massive protests in the town over salary increment and other related issues.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that needs to be addressed. The
Mm-hmm.
motorcyclists on the crossing on the other side,
Uh-huh.
with the mining sector, other areas. I think Liberia should be investing in herself other than spending money on luxuries. We should
Yes.
be doing that. We should be
Now,
investing.
let me play this with this puppy, and I'm gonna play it from my phone while
Okay.
the video
Go
play.
ahead. Go ahead.
It makes no sense. Here he is. Listen. I tell you honestly. Well, yeah, he say he will ride wheelbarrow.
Yeah, he said it.
Oh, we can't hear. Yeah, we couldn't hear, but we got.
And I think I've listened to the video, and he was basically saying that he won't
Yes.
mind riding wheelbarrow to go to work.
Absolutely. So,
Yep.
Yesenia and I, we've talked frequently about other things, but Yesenia, I think you had text me, and your
Mhm.
analogy was it's like a father
Yep.
leaving his children unattended to. His children are wearing tattered clothes, like torn clothes. His wife then got no food in the house to eat. The children's school fee are not paid, but
Yeah,
the father now is dressed up in the best of clothing.
seriously, that's it.
That is the analogy and I got it right away. And it's similar to the analogy that you just shared, Nikita. I am not saying that the president shouldn't drive a comfortable car where he feels safe. That's not what we're saying on this
No,
show.
no.
Okay. What we're saying is timing and
The
season.
timing, yes,
The timing
the
of
timing.
when we have all these crises going on, when we have people in the past, as Sis Yusini said, who advocated for a Liberia government, a Liberia leader that will work in the interest of the Liberian people, put the Liberian people interest first. Okay, that's what these people who are not saying they're fighting us day and night say, oh, let the papa enjoy, let the papa wear a good car. After all, the papa need to be comfortable. After all, the papa this age, and when you get to that age, you gotta wear. We don't care. I will tell you that right now. We don't care. You know, when I see receipts that tell me that a legitimate receipt, I say the one I can go put together quick, legitimate that said that the people did a due diligence because one of the arguments that they presented, oh, they couldn't find any other decent car. That's one person to me said that the only decent car they could find for this person. When we know the previous president, I think he told us that was Land Cruiser, he was driving the country. And the previous president drove a Land Cruiser. And the reason is that somebody educated me because I don't know much about cars today.
The rules.
Yes, they're
The
wrong.
rules.
They're wrong.
That
Yes,
That
come in.
that that is ludicrous. Before the inauguration, the paper was giving, I think, 5 cars. Okay, before and after doing the inauguration,
Mm-hmm.
they spent $500,000 on cars.
On cars. Yeah.
Remember that? The
Mm-hmm.
one that we're talking about with the what his name?
The NASCAR, grip speed, from
JP.
the bottom and grip speed. Yes.
So let me ask them this. A leader must be able to walk his talk. And you cannot continue to back run because it benefits you and anticipate your country is going to go anywhere. Here is why. Pape Boaka, everybody said Pape Boaka was the only one that the Liberian people love that could defeat we are. Granted. What has happened to this law that he think he needs bulletproof at almost 90 years old? What had happened between he and the people who stood in the line, in the ring, where he didn't have no money? He was living on loan, but got out there to go and campaign for him. He himself was not out there. Okay. What has brought the ways that he think he need protection from the people that he came to save? We are looking at what a place name, Burkina Faso. This young guy is still riding the old jeeps. He going from farm to farm. He building homes, so making people sure to people are elevated. The only threat, I'm sure the internal threat, okay, is the Western threat that because he's taking hold of the natural resources. This boy has created over 100,000 jobs in less than 2 years. What have you done that you think you need a 400,000 car? What have you done that you think you need 30 cars convoy? What have you done that you're separating yourself from the people? You were living right there with your friend, your son right next door. What a hopeless that we have driven there many times. People will be
Yeah,
back on
almost,
all
almost
after. Okay, now you
there's a
build your
church in that area that got stuck in that traffic
that's
there.
almost got killed. Okay,
Yes.
so it behooves us who know better, the Liberian people. I think we got how you call it, so we can maybe get some call in. But it is perplexing. It is deceptive. It is a lie. You know, somebody will come and say you rude. Call me rude. Telling an old person they're a liar, that is a lie. A lie does not matter who tells it. If you don't want your old person, you don't want me to call you a liar, do not lie to our people. If I don't want me to call you that you are deceptive, do not deceive the people. You told us we are was a liar. You told us we are had not delivered. You told us he had no leadership. Where is your leadership, my papa? Why? That man, it just
Yeah.
frustrates me.
Yeah. The only last thoughts we have about this is all about our country. It's all about being a best interest of our country. We want you to know that our Papa Joseph Bokai bought a new 2025 model Lexus for him to ride, and we are questioning, is this a prudent decision, financially prudent decision for him to make for the country of Liberia? And we are disagreeing. I think we have a unanimous disagreement.
Yeah,
Um,
the timing, the
yes,
timing.
it's not that we don't want him to
Yeah,
to live like a
he could do
president.
that. Yeah, he could do that with everything. I mean, when the country is on par.
Yes, it's yeah. When the students, it's just on the on the ending of these students rioting. We got the, like you said, the motorcyclists.
The motorcyclists, the USA ID slide,
Yes, the House
the
of Representative,
saga.
issue.
Yeah,
We got all these things going on that could be prioritized, and we come in, boom. I don't know that distraction technique or what, but it didn't
Yeah,
work this time.
yeah, it is distraction. And
Yes.
but that before we start calling, I just got an inbox that there's
Mhm.
no light at the
at the
Right.
Robert
airport.
International Airport. Yeah, airport.
And SM Brussels came to land. There's absolutely no light,
No
not
light.
even a touch of it, a flash of it, no
Yes,
light.
somebody mentioned it.
And
Yeah,
then
and
I
this,
saw somebody, a
mhm.
UP person, come and say that what CDC left after 2 years almost, you'll be up being in power, closer to 2 years, with 42 years of experience, and a vice president who understood according to him, I'm sorry, he understood the plights of the nation. You understood their dialect. You understood the culture. You understood what Liberia needs. And you're coming back to we are again? No, this is too
Yes.
embarrassing. That
So let's
that
just talk about
what
give
can
the
you
people
put
a
it
taste.
campaign?
Tomorrow, March 21st, the campaign is going to be
Yes,
starting, I'm sorry, in Nimba. So we know that initially there were how many? I think six, but I think we drop it down now to five sons of Nimba and one daughter of Nimba in the race. There's one caveat, and I'm gonna wait until campaign time, and we'll go around and talk about who we favor, who should be elected for the people of Nima, because I think it's important that we share our views, and our people, they are welcome to share their views as well. However, though, I believe that I want to just share with you that when you're going to exercise your right to elect a candidate, don't just look at whether they pressing fine or popular in your district. Please, I beg you, retire with that. Okay. I want you guys to ask. Janet Jackson sang a song. In fact, I would say that is part of my era of music, because I know these days children have my daughters, and what they listen to is very different from what I listen to. And Janet Jackson said, "What have you done for me lately?"
lately.
Okay? So let that song be resonating, singing in some of your head. Y'all go find it. Y'all new people, y'all young people. I'm telling you, y'all go find that song. It's not about the fine clothes, the present popular, that my uncle we go to the same church.
Thank you.
Okay, it's not about that. They're gonna bring a bag of rice for me to vote. And I will just say that because I will tell you exactly who I. It's about what have this person done for you lately. Lately, go and do your work as a group of people. Ask what kind of development they have brought to your district. Sometimes some of these people in the race, they've been paid hefty. They've been collecting money for 13 years. What they've done in your district, does that look like 13 years worth of money, legislative engagement that they've built or brought? Some of these people have been in position of power. Maybe there was something in position. What did they do for Nima County? And the job of a senator in Nima County is to make laws, the things that we've been talking about. Okay, make laws for the entire country. Okay, they are supposed to oversee the people, these different stakeholders. So they're supposed to be on a committee when MDA, when there's an MDA that has been signed for a Acela Metal or any other mining company or tourist group that is coming into your county. Okay, or for Liberia, or Liberia for that matter. And they're supposed to represent you. They're supposed to look like you. They're supposed to at least connect with you, be relatable to you. If they're not, please continue to ask, what have you done for me lately? Cindy, and before we move on to something else, Cindy, and then we'll go to Nakeda about this issue. We are on the people who we are on the Nima elections.
In my
The
election.
upcoming senatorial by-election.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I really, hopefully, we are alive in Nimba. A little taken aback because uh, we're supposed to be on the air in Nimba because that's where the showdown is. Hopefully, we can get on there. What I would like to say is that
Please feel free to put it in
yes,
Nima yeah,
yes,
language.
you have this is your opportunity to right some wrong. This is your opportunity to think and think deeper. This is your opportunity to try something new. Sometime where I said in the last election, if your devil had taken you to hell and back and not changed your life, how about you leave the hell out of the devil and move on somewhere else? That's how I see it. You see, like people, you got to understand the world over, the way they continue to advance, it's not going back. Y'all see, we brought Donald Trump back out 110 upside down. Y'all see that? Y'all brought Joseph Walker up and back. Y'all see where you people are? here it is. For me, you got two people on there. You got a woman, you got a man. You also have Dr. I don't know if he's still on there, Dr. What his name? George Gompu. The rest of the people, they've been there. Koga have been there for 2 terms. What has he done for you? Koga is behind most of this drama that is going on. This is not a gear thing. This is not a Mana thing. This is not a Madinga thing. This is a Liberian thing. And for
Then he said,
those
"We woman, don't forget, he's inside the interview. I know you're in flight. He said, we woman, we'll stay in the back in
yes,
2025."
bye, baby. Your mom, yeah? Okay. I love you. Okay. Yeah. So the men who think that we're still living in the cave days, that women do not have a voice, women do not need to be heard. And the thing is, he is so power greed that he does not even understand his own culture and tradition. Okay? In Nemakante, the women can also say Kayo and the men will go to where they need to be, because unless you go to both the women and the men, you cannot be part of the women in a society. That has nothing to do with our constitutional leadership. Our constitutional leadership sees all of us as citizens with equal right to ascend. All right? So you have a young man also on that ballot. So for me, at this point, I'm still doing my own assessment. When the time comes, I will tell you who I endorse. But you have 3 people there. Scrutinize them. Call them and say, "Yo, come. I won't find out. Don't just find out from other people. Ask question. What will he do? What has he done? Where has he done it?" Okay? Yeah, that.
I'm sorry. I was that you know who your grandpa is. This
Oh,
is
your boss
terrible.
is taxi.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Nakeda, let's hear your thoughts about this before we open the phone lines to our people. We know that
Yes.
it's 6:37
Yeah,
right now.
we're going. Yeah.
Yes, and
Um,
we
so
appreciate you, all of you joining us. Go ahead.
okay, so on the issue of the upcoming senatorial by-election, I think Nimadians should do their own findings. They should do their own assessment, because what I've observed when it comes to election in, let's just say, outside of Monrovia, people there, the electors there are influenced. They are influenced by a handful of people. Like, for instance, I was opportune to work around the MyGBN, and what we noticed at that time was that, let's just say, in a client, you will see one person who just a sole decision maker. One person will be the one who will tell people where to go. Say, okay, this is the only person I see. Let's go this way. I think people should graduate from that line and be independent and do their own assessment. What you want. Like the last time we were here talking about the issue of some client in Nimba or client in Nimba that they said they were not going to vote because they had their own disenchantment.
Yeah.
And yeah, they said they were not going to go to the election because they had their own disenchantment, what have you. So I think it's hard time for Nimadians to make their own decision. Like says it's you said they said, let them go out for what they want. Let them be able to assess the candidates, know what each candidate is capable of, because it's election. They're going to come up with their manifestos, review it, and see which one fits you, who you think can deliver. I think that's what I have to say from my end.
We're just going to announce we have Madam Ida Gonglo Way in the race. We have Sam Kogar in the race. We have
Yeah.
Councilor Garrison Yellow in the race. We have Mr. Mike Blayon in the race. We have Mr. Richard Manakoli, not Manakoki. I'm sorry, Tikban, Richard
Yeah.
Tikban in the
Timber.
race. Tikba. We have Wanaki Fungalo in the race. We have Dr. George Gumpo in the race. And then, of course, we have Prophet Key, who
No,
was,
no, 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 no. Prophet
yes,
Key.
we had, yes. And
Yeah,
then,
we
go
had
ahead.
him. We
We
had
had
him. We
him.
Oh,
had, we
really?
had,
Really? You
we
will go
lost
there?
him. We lost him.
Yeah, leave me alone, man.
We lost him.
We'll
And
be giving you
and
tidbits on
yeah,
these people's characteristics as we go on. Next week, we'll probably begin to tell you more about that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Uh, Go
Yes.
ahead, Nikita.
so we lost Prophet Key, and now we are hearing rumors. I mean, it's in the air concerning the voting right or voting power of the only female in the race. So wishing up, looking up to see what's going to happen, how everything going to play out.
So on that note, for me, I have a reservation. I don't
Mm.
trust the Liberian electoral system. All right. I don't know why don't we have a digital system that capture on point? Why do people have to go register every time there's a voting cycle? I think
Yeah,
it's ludicrous. I think it's a waste of money. I think it's mismanagement because every time you have to do voter education and
yeah,
voter registration, that's we traveled to Liberia twice. We bought plane ticket twice because the first day that they said, right, that we went to Liberia just before we were getting ready to leave. They changed the time. Then we had to come back and go back. Okay. It cost us thousands of dollars. People just need to register once. And then again, I'm not saying whatever they're saying it is. I don't trust them. Anybody can change anything in our system
yeah.
because I know, yes, people were collecting people ID, and people were giving $500 to people for their ID and taking their numbers. So I don't trust the system because the system is corrupt. Okay, like places where we went and voted, and you tell me I didn't vote there, and I'm an educator woman, I'm an educator. You cannot tell me I didn't sign my name correct on that paper. You can't tell me I didn't vote in that prison. Okay, that all the vote went to one person. Then the Nima people cannot tell us that they didn't know who Appeton was. That and you and I were here, we conduct a survey. Nobody could tell us if Appeton had an office in Nimba or they ever seen him. So the second largest populated voting bloc tell you they didn't see you. How did he get on the ballot? How did we vote for him without knowing that una go for no? So I don't trust the electoral system. I'm just being honest. This is me. I'm just being
Yeah.
honest with
So we're gonna move on now to opening the lines for us to accept
that.
calls. We'll continue to talk to you about the Nima by-election and about those who are in the race. So can we thank you for all your thoughts today? Thank you for supporting us. We hope that you'll join us again same time next week. So we're gonna open the phone line today. We're gonna hear your thoughts about the myriad of topics that we discussed today, all of the different topics we finished talking about today. One year, your own
There
thought
you
about
go.
it.
Now you standing there, my people.
I thought it was clapping for a little bit, but okay.
Okay, so to those of you who are listening to us, you can send us your calls on 0775 300 489 is the number to call and participate. Share your view with us. All the planet talking we're doing, tell what you make of it. What you want to say on it. Just tell us. So 0775 300 489. 0775 300 489. Just call us and tell us what you make of the topic. Like we spoke about a couple of things. Uh okay, we have a color here. We have a color. Hello.
Hello,
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
my name is Andrew Day, and I'm calling from the SKD Boulevard.
Can you be a little bit audible?
Okay, sorry for that. My name is Andrew Day, and I'm calling from the SKD Boulevard.
Doc, are you hearing him? Okay. All right. Hello. Okay, we lost that color. We got another color. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Julius Andrews. I'm calling from Louisiana Township of Okowe.
All right.
Uh, um, let me say thank you to all the panelists for such a great discussion. And you see, when it comes to women participation in politics in Liberia, sometimes we don't gotta make them express. Sometimes you gotta breathe the storm. Sometimes people can see them or to segregate them, but women too, their potential when it comes to decision making. And politics is survival or the fittest because it's a commodity that you are going to sell. So I will urge either where is one of the person who are being consistently competent. Do you have in mind that people will say, oh, woman can do that because she has been in a limelight. Even though I may not be part of political persuasion or I may have a candidate that will win, but the issue of women participation is very cardinal in our country because they found most of our women they were laissez-faire because they don't want to go through much tension and that too
Okay.
raise on their mind because women they are important.
All right.
Their vision is very important and we can encourage all women and for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the working time. Thank you so much. Let's take another caller here. All right. So the number to call is 0775 300 489 is the number to call. You can call us and tell us what you make of some of the topics we have been discussing. Okay. Okay. Hello. You're very, very low. Very low. You're very low. Hello, you're very low. You have to check your mark. You're very low. Let's take this color.
Nikita,
Hello.
check your phone too. Could be your phone is low too. Because today is not too clear. Yes, last time you were very clear.
Hello.
Yeah, yesterday was
Yeah.
clear. Last week.
How are you?
I'm okay. Is it better now?
All right.
Is it on speaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it close to the mic, maybe.
Is that it?
The expose for the way in which you people, presented the topics tonight. I would rather love more ladies to take over the airwaves. But you see, the problem here today is, according to that, and the other lady in the system, deception. So, deception started from the inception of this going election. This party came with deception because our people they don't do research and they believe and thought that this government was going to change the way around. Only today we are saying from going forward we are going backward. Only people who can really analyze will know that we have retrogressed. So today, those of you that on the air tonight, it will be very good to see how well we can educate our people so that they cannot listen to people who come and deceive them. Because when you talk in the state of politics, so instead of them are liars, these are the questions that I ask. Politicians are liars. We need to stop these things. So we need to educate our people because our people are gullible. Anything you say, they don't go and do their research. They believe anything anybody tells them what they believe. So there are more work we need to do. Some of you need to calm down and come and teach our people because there will be more elections to come. And when we continue with this path, Liberia will go nowhere. When leader is in power, he is doing his best. Let us tell you his best. Get to propaganda that will carry us backward. See where we are today.
Thank you for your input.
So thank you people tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were there. They listen you.
Let's take another caller here. Hello, your name and where you calling from, please? All right, Jerry. What's your input?
Yeah, thanks for the platform. I really appreciate Mother Theory and for discussing that very issue tonight. I have a phone, but when it comes to Levi County, that by legend, yeah, that's why I said for the last of the issue. Yeah, because that's why the photo girl and move and create avenue where water energy will be in as well district or in the county. Because you're talking to find what to do now, but you just put it there, they just see where I'm doing about it. You know, with the water exercise, don't people will almost tend to shoot as you don't attempt to do. Because the poor won't get it. So, for me, I choose the government and the CMC. These guys, one of them is deputy election to back and when after Makoka, these guys have not done nothing for the past years, almost years, and many happy are capital paying, doing nothing, and I can't see where you need to go, you to go like that. So, what I want to do there, that's what you're saying, is to move them back and see how better they can create avenue to exercise or the care of people in the country there about their border registration,
Okay.
their border. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take this caller. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, your name and where you calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Jerome Polo. I'm calling from Johnson Bay, specifically Winston.
Okay.
Yeah, this discussion is one of the best topic I ever heard, and it's very essential for women to participate because many of them, like they are in high school. I have one girl called by name Harriman. She was very outspoken, and the way she, our student on campus, the way she talks, and many people used to learn her. So that passion she had, and the way as a leader, and I keep on supporting her, and I think it will be specific and important for ladies to participate in those things called leadership. And it will be fine because when you have that
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this caller. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. The GK gonna do join from one of the in Epilepsy and Nimba.
Sacred and Nimba County. Okay.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the show this evening. I think you are doing very well. But when it comes to the body lecture in Nimba, I want the people of Nimba, more especially the people of Liberia, to understand that the government we have, they say we don't have funding to even sponsor most of the activity within Liberia. In this light, having a sitting representative that is a representative for a second time, that are not born within, that are not born like 2 years in power, wanting to serve as senator within Myanmar is a problem for people in Liberia. Let me be sincere because it's actually a seat to the Senate that's another by election. That is very costly for people in Liberia that we have government that will always keep complaining because we keep doing the things that we see that is good and is harming other parts.
Okay.
So the people of Nimba, I want you to take this time to elect what leaders are living. I want you to see leaders. What leaders compete with leaders. One thing that general are living, the only person that will stand in the face is Mana Ida Bonglo. For the past time, people that are coming down, that people who are buying down on him to tell people to come to rescue Nimba. So people of Nimba County, it's about time you give the chance to the rightful leader to lead the people of Nimba in the
Okay.
direction that will unite on.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Hello, your name and where you calling from, please.
Hello,
We'll take two more quarters, okay?
Oh,
And then we'll go closer.
Blessing Street.
okay.
Okay, thank you for this topic. Just a few days, I continue to talk to people about how our politicians treating us in this country. And I said from 1822 to up to now, it is politics that got Liberia backward. So Liberians supposed to open their eyes and stand for their civil rights and not for the people to use us any longer. now. And I'm saying this because of the promises that they can make to us. They will come, they will give us hope. Some will say they will rescue. And I always told people, it is Jesus Christ came and rescued us. No man we should repose our, confidence in. If you look at the book of Numbers 23:19, God is not a liar. So if we say we follow leaders that can lie, this country will continue going backward. So let people look at it to select those people who the thing will be better. I don't want to be with politics, but one guy, they need to call Dr. Kumpu. He was working with the Ministry of Finance. I want to visit him. He told me that because the government was doing wasteful spending, he was going to resign. They bought him $65,000 jeep. And that young man told me, say, I cannot use a jeep because that wasteful spending. And he resigned and left. From that time, Ellie government started to have the budget for because he was a major player on the budget. So I think Nema people, if they know better, they will select me like him because he means something that he will say.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is this caller. Hello. I'm I'm okay. Your name and where you calling from, please? All right, comfort.
I'd like to say thank you for this discussion. We always like to say we taking spirituality to be our way because now the men that we call how they call prophecy, he always force our mother. Even the one that says he jump over pre-dressing body, he is the one that says pre-dressing, so he jump over his body. So we should be wise to vote now to know who is who. Because now, they see when they are talking, if we happen to vote for that people, never will be in mess. So let us get our act and look for a woman to be over us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. To this caller now. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Can you be a little bit audible? Okay, Carlos.
We can't hear you, Nikita. Caller, we
You're
can't
very
hear you.
low. You are very low, Carlos. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we're not going to take any more calls. We have,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are watching us and listening to us by way of social media, we appreciate you. I'm looking through the comments. Roger Gibson, my own cousin Quintina Stewart, Joshua Tanny, and Dashia is also here. Musa Sheriff is here watching from Morovia. Our own sis Alice, Auntie Alice is here. Alice Andy is here, and Minister Kennedy is, I think he said, watching from Bomb Mines. Thank you for joining us, and those of you who are joining us by way of the radio, we appreciate you. We'll be here again next Sunday. So we're gonna go to closing. I'll be the last to close if you guys don't mind. We'll start with Cindy. We'll start with you, and then we'll go to Nikita, and then we'll go, and I'll be the last to close the show.
So let me say to all of you who tune in, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this conversation. And those of you who called in, God bless your heart. We want to hear from you. We want to get your opinion. We want to get your insight. We want you to educate us as we also educate you so we can find a common ground as to where and how to build our nation together. But here is my message to the people in Makani. I will start in Mano. May me vonde nundano katu kavu una unge kade kede vode no ma Koge kale te vo non fefe to kwa ge vo non fefe de won gagaka. Because vo le imi vo ke ade de do do ye de nu me won ge de da ke ye da ke kate ka safa ke pia. Le to bi vo ke ade wa mi ni yo ke panase yo ke panase. Mikale ka no mi ro ke safa ke pia de lo ke luga kumpia. So vo le kara ke ma mi a yɛrɛ waa kɛ gɔɔme yi benze le waa kɛ senator ka o waa kɛ representative ka nwe wen ko gare de ka mo representative aka fu sino ka gira azi yɛrɛ abo me de no ke a yɛrɛ ka bo yi ba ka no lo sugu deble de ka kle ka ba lu ga kumpia asala mete a sitike leto zidamu ye ba zido si fende zi ere di mo izi fe gbe bensi so vo de no ke ba because vo de ka kete de awuno fifi de kere ke ko te ko mo so ka pedese vo de ka ke ka zotai Burkina Faso dinge e gona fu nyino ke pete pa a ho sre sisike gona fu nyino akede fu ya ka wura yise astre yes sensike ye wa po de wa pa ka lo pa dire ye wa ka to pa dire de ka to pa menu de jobo ke pa no be ye ogo pa suku so di Arabia so ga gen na mo fo ka bun pete fo ka le dokale agegba o ko menu no nye kraka o na sko no be do suku won ko na ka ira ge o de ka klo de ka bo de ke president da ta a domine abo menu mo okay. So, me petero voba. And my blimo ka my do. They're gonna food deka. Kanuka keba. Even no power plan more like dia kono vote ke CDC the power here. Still, when you're on the back of the yemo. I'm gonna stop and come back here. I'm saying to the people that whenever you vote, it impacts all of us. Your vote is always important. You might think that we come and say vote is important, and it's a monotone sort of kind of because it's repetitive. But every time you make that decision, it's a beginning of a new birth or a new opportunity for you. And when you make wrong decision, it impacts everyone, all of the country, not just you. So even for those of you who are saying that Nima Kante election is a senatorial election, the decision that they make is collective. As such, all other Liberians around the world, you have the responsibility to call and encourage the people to vote the right way. I have identified three persons that I have brought, and in the end, I will make my decision in the end, tell you who I support. You have a young man with young new idea in Mike Blewan. You have a woman, okay? You guys have the right to make your assessment. I'm just streamlining where we are. In Edith Gonglo, you have Dr. George Kompu, who were one of the people who were part of the initial UP that gonna work hard along with Asaye to bring some of our debt down and left because things did not allow the way he thought like we were going to go and came back. His back is on our ballot. So I have three persons that I'm waiting for. In the end, I will tell you who they are or who I am in the end. But I need everybody to be a part of this process. Don't vote because somebody tell you to vote. Vote, make your own assessment. All the people I name, you all know them all. Hotel, dog clean. You all know their records in the community. Don't vote of them and stop asking for t-shirt. Stop asking for back arrest. Stop asking for $20 or $50 or $100. The $100 you got, the $50 you got, the $500 you got. Some of you sold your cars. We were there. Where are you and your children now? Think about that. Doing the same thing over and over and anticipating different results is craziness. So I will stop here. Hopefully, we will talk more to you. And next week we'll be doing a rifle. When we will get the information in, we'll talk to Nikita. She will manage this. Okay, we'll get 3 lucky winner. We know calling card can be expensive to get. A $2 card on the phone So we're gonna we will bring that live next week. We'll set the tune before we even start. Thank you so much for being a part. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the conversation, Doc.
Thank you. The beauty of our show, you can put in any language. We got people that will talk to you. We
Yes,
are two women that have different views, different perspective, and we have more women coming on to
yep.
speak to Liberian people. So let's go to Nikita. You know, Nikita, when I hear her name, I think about this song that was
Oh,
Nikita.
Nakita, you will never know.
Oh, and that song, so it just keep playing in my head.
Yeah.
So I think about, I don't know, it sounds like it's a Russian name to me because I think a lot of, but that's a beautiful, your name is
Yeah.
beautiful, just as you
Yes,
are.
I
So,
love that song. It came out when I was a teenager, so it
yes,
just
there you go. There you go. So, Nikita, do your closing as beautiful as you are and as beautiful as that song is.
Okay. So it has been an amazing time here. Uh, I always pick up something when I'm out here with the veterans, right? I always get something from you guys, and I'm so excited to be on this platform with you. And to our amazing listeners, to those of you watching us, Liberia is all we have. This is what I have to say. Liberia is all we have. This is our country. We don't expect other people to come here and make it better for us. This is where we are. We should be able to pick up our pieces. We should be able to pack. You can't be sleeping in a room and you expect somebody to leave their own room and can't clean your room for you. You should
Mhm.
be able to clean your own room. You should be able to get your own things together. So again, we will continue to talk, but like sis Cindy said, voting doesn't just affect one group of people because that person is a representation of the country in general. A senator can go out when he does something out there going to reflect on the country. He's representing Nima as a country and Liberia as a country at large. So it's important we all rather support to see the right person gets elected. And on the national level, the impasse at the House of Representatives needs to be addressed. ECOWAS mediation team have come, they have said what they have to say. And I'm just calling on lawmakers, those who are representing their various districts in the House. Put all of your differences aside. Focus, look at the bigger picture. It's not about who's there, it's about what's best for the country. Yes, the speaker might not be your speaker. He might not be who you want to be speaker. But again, look at the impasse. The more you delay the process of getting someone there that people can come and do business with, the more you keep dangling around it, the more you put you narrow the country. ECOWAS shouldn't be coming here to be you'll be confusing the people. Who are we going to do business with? That kind of thing. So it's important you get your feet to the fire. Let's all work together for a better Liberia. A Liberia where everyone can feel safe, like the security forces. The last time we're here, we talk about them. A Liberia where we all can just feel at home. That will not have to be thinking about this is happening, that is happening. So, to all of you listening, this is a call to you. Try to do what you have to do in your own way so that together we all can live in a Liberia that we dream of, or Liberia that will be safe and better for everyone. Until next time, until next Sunday, catch us same time. It has been amazing out here, and I'm wishing you a blessed night, blessed morning. Because we're wrapping up already from this side.
Thank
In the
Like,
morning, yes. Mhm.
Thank
yeah,
you, thank you, thank you. Is so beautiful to be in the company of smart, energetic women. It sort of brings a different part of me outside. But this show is for Liberians and it's about Liberia. We had Marriott, we had different topics to speak to you about today, and my sisters, Cindy and Nikita, addressed those topics when it came to the House, the divided House of Representative. We asked that the lawmaker think about our country, the country Liberia, where nobody can deport us from. We ask you to please continue to use wisdom as you decide to make decisions for our country and work in the best interest of our country. We talk about the mining situation, which is on my mind, and it's been on my mind. We're calling on those stakeholders, those policymakers who are responsible for, making sure that we have safe drinking water, making sure that our environment, in the name of lands and mines, making sure that our environment is protected, making sure that we don't catch violence and exercise to deprive some people of their rights to find food like cassava to eat. And those of you who are, going to vote in the next couple of weeks and will be participating in election, I also want to leave you with Janet Jackson's song. It should be, "What have you done for me lately?" What have you done for me lately? Have the taxpayers' money that you've been receiving been reflected in what you've done in your district or in Nima as a whole? So, Janet Jackson, what have you done for me? So long. We'll see you again on next week, Sunday. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, Nikita. It's good
Good
having
night,
you.
Mama.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.